Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson, a World Alternative Media here, and as many of you may know, we were deleted from YouTube with 155,000 subscribers for no known reason, and luckily we did tell people ahead of time for years to get on BitChute, to get on LBRY, to get on, Flote.app, and luckily we've been able to reach a lot of you guys through BitChute. Hope you hit that notification bell if you haven't already. But BitChute, of course, is under attack for a multitude of reasons, mostly because they're giving people an alternative place to actually be able to speak, because today you break a huge election-shattering scandal and your posts are taken down, removed, or hidden despite having a huge magnitude, possibly bigger than the Watergate scandal. You're not allowed to talk about it anymore. There's an absolutely insane amount of censorship that we're witnessing worldwide. Where people are either repeat after me, Simon Says, or they're digging deep, finding information online. There's not really an in-between there. They're censoring things so badly that it's just blatant, and people actually support it. A lot of people actually support it. It's insane. Well, we're seeing more censorship of BitChute because, of course, there's such a huge movement happening on BitChute right now that a lot of the establishment is afraid. Just like they've been afraid of LBRY and removing them from Google App Store, and they've been trying to attack Flote.app on Facebook and things like that. As this Reddit post says, Reddit admins are automatically removing links to BitChute cannot be overwritten by moderators. And it says, I just posted a comment that contained a link to BitChute and got this message immediately after submitting the comment. It says, please be advised that Reddit removes all links to BitChute immediately upon submission. This policy comes from Reddit management, and community moderators are not able to override this. If you still want to submit this comment to r/no-new-normal, please submit it using a different video hosting service. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. This is beyond ridiculous, the guy says. BitChute offers a viable alternative to YouTube. Reddit isn't censoring actual videos. They're censoring the entire site. What the actual fuck? So, and this isn't new for BitChute because we've seen similar things on Twitter. Recently, not that recently, I should say. It's been about 3 months since this came out. As Tim Hinchcliffe at The Sociable says, Twitter is flagging links to BitChute videos as potentially harmful and unsafe. People will see my videos posted and they're afraid to go to the video. You have to find the little print down there that says continue anyways, because it comes up with the screen that says the link may be harmful. And you can see that a lot of people have been dealing with this issue, from Tim Pool to many others. And I mean, it really goes to say harmful in what way? Like, the site isn't giving you malware or viruses. It's demonstrably not a dangerous website unless you're afraid of words, afraid of people having free conversation like they did for thousands of years without someone putting a wall in between them and then dividing them against each other, utilizing that lack of understanding because no one's allowed to have other viewpoints other than the mainstream establishment, which is funny, by the way. I'm not left or right. I'm a voluntarist. But it's funny how the left talks all these years about how horrible monopolies are and how you have to stop monopolies, yet they're propping up monopolies this whole time with regulations and taxes. And now they're supporting these giant, huge, Hitlerian, Maoist type monopolies for censoring people. They're supporting this. So many of them are actually supporting the complete muzzling of anyone who has different views. As Susan Woznicki put it before, when she deleted our YouTube channel, she said it could lead to real-world violence. That's Orwellian doublespeak. I mean, censorship leads to real-world violence. It leads to dictatorships. It leads to the very things they claim they're trying to stop, which is, again, Orwellian doublespeak. It's like when they call everyone fascist for being against fascism, but they call themselves anti-fascist, and they are fascist in doing what they're. It's like it's literally war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. It's doublespeak, and we have other cases like this article out of Mashable that says, home to Proud Boys domain, Gab, and other right-wing sites posts unhinged letters after PayPal cuts ties. Well, PayPal cut ties with Epic, and Epic was one of the domains for BitChute. Now, again, they're attacking Proud Boys and Gab. Well, I'm sorry, but when there's whether you like what these sites say or not, when you start censoring people, they will go to alternatives and find ways to speak. And so it's not the fault of the host. It's like saying, oh, well, someone posted a beheading video on Facebook. We need to throw Mark Zuckerberg in jail for that. Or, oh, look at the videos of Gaddafi being killed on Twitter. You need to jail Jack Dorsey for that. I mean, it's absolutely absurd, and it's the same kind of logic that led to people like Ross Ulbricht being thrown in jail for starting the Silk Road website, where people had a free market ability to buy and sell things. I mean, it's so absurd, and at this point, we should be throwing Al Gore in prison for everything that happens on the internet, not that he actually invented the internet. And I have to edit this into the report. This happened after I recorded the original report, but it says Google Play bans third-party app for YouTube alternative BitChute. Alt tech is increasingly being blocked from Google-controlled Android app stores. We heard similar news out of LBRY as well. But again, this is where we're at. It's insane censorship, and they are going for the throat, my friends. They know that people are finding solace in being able to go onto BitChute, onto LBRY, onto Flote, onto these other alternatives, because they're being silenced everywhere else. YouTube just took down our channel for allegedly bullying. They said we're bullying by saying that celebrities tend to be aristocratic and talk down to people from their mansions. That's bullying, apparently. They'll find any little thing. They started off by going after like extremist white supremacists, to people like Alex Jones, to people like Press for Truth, and to people like myself, to all these other people. It's not gonna stop at me. It's gonna stop at you. They're gonna start silencing you too. They start with the media. They end on the individuals that are watching the videos. And this is how every empire falls, but it's also how every dictatorship rises up before the empire falls. And I really urge people to be very careful, because we're heading quickly in the direction of technocratic China, of what they've been doing for years. And if we don't do something now about getting our information out and stand up for free information online, regardless of whether you like the information or not, then we are screwed, and we're going to go down with the ship and forever be lost in the sea of propaganda that we're just going to have instilled in the brains of people, your children, your family members. I'm sure everyone has family members that are completely ridiculous. I mean, and it's because they're being propagated and pushed towards the same sentiment that so many people had in Nazi Germany, in Stalinist Russia, and Maoist China, of just following a line blindly, because it's for the greater good of the greater number, because the establishment brainwashed them to do it, because they feel comfortable just accepting the establishment viewpoint. Because if they don't accept this establishment viewpoint, it means they have to step out of their comfort zone and be loud and resist something which could put them in danger. It's a psychological thing, and most people are just more comfortable just being comfortable, apathetic. So they end up just repeating after me. Oh, I got friends. I got a social crowd, because people, I'm just following the social trends. The trends are wear these clothes and say these things and watch these shows, and it's really just trend setting. And of course, it's very Edward Bernays like in structure. It's exactly the kind of stuff that the father of propaganda spoke about very much so back in the day when he was writing stuff for campaigns for presidents, or writing things for Procter and Gamble and General Electric, and propping up these major businesses with propaganda, which then dictators ended up using worldwide, and brainwashing people into accepting narratives that were absurd. So be very careful, because that's where we're heading. And we need to defend BitChute, we need to defend LBRY/Odysee, and we need to defend Flote.app and the others, because regardless of what some people on the platform might say that we might disagree with, if you silence them, you obviously silence everyone. That's demonstrable by the fact that over the last several years, they went down the line from, David Duke to Alex Jones to Press for Truth to myself. I mean, it's going to end with literally anyone that says anything that's considered wrong speak will be silenced forever. And eventually they'll start going down the line of imprisoning people too. And I'm in fear that this is just also setting a trend towards possibly, imprisoning or disappearing journalists like they do in China. And of course, the journalists are the first to go, because they're the biggest threat to the establishment, because they give people an option for an alternative to the viewpoint that's being expressed by the establishment that wants to control them. And of course, being that this isn't just one country, this is worldwide, it's all the more dangerous. So stand up now or forever hold your peace. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate you watching. Hit that like button on BitChute and LBRY, Odysee, Flote. Share on social media to get around the insanity of this censorship, obviously. And of course, we're completely viewer funded because we're 100% demonetized. Like we've been kicked off of YouTube. So we are 100% viewer funded. So check out GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribestar. We have Bitcoin, which I'll show on the screen after this video is over. And of course, we have CoinTree, which is a link which shows all of our different cryptocurrency addresses that you can donate to. We're also, of course, on our newsletter, www.iamband.com. It takes 2 seconds to put your email in there and join our newsletter. We got a Teespring store. We have all sorts of stuff, merchandise, many things. So make sure to check those links below. We really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed on BitChute yet, make sure to do that. And the same goes for the other platforms. Let's show these companies that we respect them like they respect us. And the more we bring to those platforms, like the more people start using these platforms, the better those platforms will get, because more people will invest in those platforms. And if more people invest in those platforms, then they can build the platforms better, and then more people will come to the platforms. It's a perpetual circle, and it can be really good if you just get more of your friends to start solely watching their videos and getting their content on these platforms. That's it for today, guys. I really appreciate everyone watching, and until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.
Hi, this is BitChute, the Liberty Advisor. And if you're looking for a financial advisor who gets it, who knows what's going on, I'm here at Jekyll Island, Georgia. Right behind me is the Jekyll Island Club, which is where the plan for the Federal Reserve was hatched in 1910 and ultimately put into place December 23rd, 1913. Now, most advisors have no idea about the Federal Reserve. They have no idea, the insidious nature of it, and more importantly, they don't know how to protect you and your family's money. And really, it's not even about your money. It's about your quality of life. It's about putting you on a path to be able to protect yourself for what's coming down in the future. Now, if you don't know the past, you're not going to be able to know what's coming down the pipeline. They put all the clues out in front of us. It's very obvious what's coming. But for most advisors, I would say probably 99% of them, they have no idea what's going on. They're incentivized to not talk about this stuff. They're not allowed to talk about this stuff, and even if they would be allowed to talk about this stuff, they're not, because it's not great for business. Well, I'm a guy that's been putting myself out there for over a decade to try to help you and your family put you on a better path. So if you have an old 401k, an old IRA, you're about to retire, please check out thelibertyadvisor.com. You can see all the different ways that I am different from the average advisor who is out there, so that way we can help put you and your family on a much better path towards achieving all of your retirement goals. Thank you.
I'm sure you have already changed people's minds in your young age because you're involved, and I like that.